Hey, Stanley Cup Final, Game 4. Let's go. Typical day at the Stanley Cup Final. You get up, hopefully you get a little bit of breakfast or something going, and then it's down to the rink for the morning skate. The important thing about the morning skate is you're gonna feel the tone and the feel of the team. And are they tense or are they loose? You sensing some frustration last game from them?
I think, it really wasn't that bad once the game got out of hand. But I can't say we wouldn't have done the same thing.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Take a piece of meat on the way out, right?
There you go.
Well, when it comes to interacting with the players, really, it's all about respect. And hopefully they just have mutual respect and appreciate that we're just trying to be a liaison to the fans and really give some insights into what they go through on a day-to-day basis to do their job at the peak level, which they do.
What's up, Corey? How you doing, man? BX is seeing what you're doing now. He wants to make a comeback, he says.
Just think I play a simple and steady game.
Okay, so Troy Stetchers just said he is in the lineup tonight, so that's some news. We got to find out who's coming out of the lineup now so we know what the lineup situation is for the Oilers going into Game 4. In some ways, the prep for the Cup Final is a lot easier because we're down to 2 teams. In this case, I'll talk to Elliot and, what are we talking about? What do you want to get out there? He has so much inside information. He's on the phone, and I want to make sure I can kind of just put him in the best position to, shine a bright light on everything he's going to bring to the audience.
And also like they're moving Brown up to the first line.
Oh, is that what's happening? Where's Perry going? And that's not an indictment on Perry. That's probably, we need to balance this out.
It looks like Jack's going to play for Irwinson too.
They asked me to shoot some stuff on the charter. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll get you to shoot that.
Great choice. You didn't like your first choice, so you went there.
It's hard to imagine. His day in the life, he has a much more full life than I have. Well, that wraps up media availability for the morning, so it's back to the hotel, get ready, and then off to the rink for game time.
Your daily TV. What are you doing in here? You lost? You lost? I never see you in here.
As far as the routine, I like to get to the gym or go for a walk and definitely kind of stay active. I don't want to be sort of stuck in my hotel room for 6 hours, so that's always important.
There's a day in the life of
you?
me. Anything interesting so far? No, it's been pretty boring. But yeah, no one goes crazier at the gym than this guy. So we did together. We have fun. Yeah. So much of our job is sitting around watching. Yes. If you don't do something active, physical during the day, you try to get angry. If you don't do something, you both get angry when you don't get angry. You're the nicest guy. He's the nicest guy in the world. Yeah, Kevin has these interesting workouts he makes us do. And then you go to the hospital.
The quads don't work. Why are those quads?
Doing what I can.
So yeah, we'll jump into the car around 4:30, head to the rink. Our pre-show meeting's at 6 o'clock. We're on the air at 7:30.
We'll put Dave in the trunk.
Here we go, game day. The suit's picked out, makes our life a lot easier. What do you think, Ron?
Beautiful. Suits you.
Yeah, there you go. City 2, Outfit 4. Thank you, Deb Berman.
So they ship these for you guys, huh?
Makes our life so much easier.
Yeah.
Vince was just saying how, because he has to show up and control his own suits. He's like, this is way easier.
Yeah,
We get spoiled.
We get spoiled.
You think we'd have a better product with how we get treated.
So this is Elliot and my sight line for the upcoming game, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. So we have a really good vision for the ice. Ron and the other panel are way across the way, a little bit lower. They're in a really great sight line as well. So we're getting ready for our pre-show meeting, and we have these 2 monitors, and we'll have a headset on, and basically we'll be talking to our executive producer, Brian Spear, and he'll be walking through the rundown so we know what's in the show tonight. Our production meetings are always pretty light. I mean, they're not heavy. We're watching the video that we're gonna roll in. We're on the fly, just trying to be on top of every storyline as best possible.
I think you can drop expected.
Yeah, it's official.
At the end of the day, if we're not having fun, then we're in the wrong business because, this is a kid's job in many respects. It's not life and death. And, I have a lot of friends who are lawyers and, financial advisors, and they're in that world. And to be honest with you, the stakes seem much higher there. The stakes here are much lower. We should just make sure that we're having fun at the end of the day.
How's it going, bud?
Tonight's game is presented by the Detroit. We are getting ready for an exciting.
Preach.
For the boys in the Swami.
I'm a huge fan.
Hey, good to meet you. Where are you from?
Florida. I have my own podcast.
Do you?
I'm
Nice.
a big broadcaster.
What's your name?
Tom DiDonato.
All right, Tom.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good luck with everything. I think all of us kind of look at this as a real responsibility because there's so much interest in what we're doing and so much interest in the games themselves. So it's a responsibility. It's not a burden at all. It's a blessing that we're allowed into people's homes and we're able to, put on this game, have this great escape for a couple hours. And as I've said, sort of the best reality TV there is live sports. All right, Elliot. Well, Connor McDavid, he still might be the front runner to win a Conn Smythe, even if the Oilers don't win the Stanley Cup. And Ron, that was the first time since December that pair have played together in a game, and both of them finished without a single point. So we just did our pregame hit. They're going to have the national anthems. They're going to drop the puck, and Game 4 is going to start. We'll be back on first intermission.
Panthers got a split in Edmonton. Oilers look for the same in South Florida.
During the game, we have an earpiece. We're listening to the broadcast. We're listening to Chris Cuthbert and Craig Simpson and the call and how they're seeing the game. So we are able to watch it through the same lens as the viewers watching it at home. And at the same time, we're in communication with our producer, Brian Spear, and saying, hey, you know what? This is something we want to talk about in the first intermission. Elliot might see something and say, we got to touch on that. Or I might see something and say, we should really probably touch on that. And so we're having communication and understanding, like, here are the themes that we're going to take from what happened in the first period, and this is what we'll talk about in the first intermission. Do you want us to start with Kane? Or start? Yeah, what do you want to start with, though?
Okay. One thing, too, Evander Kane, after he took that one penalty, it was at 10:38 of the first period.
Draisaitl up against Lundell to start overtime here in Game 4. Zone now with Ekholm. But Colson, nice pass across. Here's Draisaitl. He scores! Leon Draisaitl's won it!
We have no idea who's going to win this series. What we do know, it is now a best of 3. And when we return next week to South Florida for Game 6, one thing we can guarantee, the Stanley Cup will be in the building. What makes it fun for us is we have great chemistry. The guys like to poke fun at one another, and we end up, having a lot of laughs during the day, which makes the job, feel like a really special opportunity for all of us. That was a long day, but that was a really fun day. A dramatic overtime win for the Oilers. We now have a best of 3, and we're about to jump on a plane tomorrow morning. I got to go back to my hotel and pack. That's the number one thing I got to do. But it's been a heck of a long day and so much fun. We'll see you in Edmonton.
Here we go, NHL charter. Thankfully, off to Edmonton, Game 5.
So thanks so much for tagging along. A day in the life. We're back in Edmonton. Game 5 coming up in a few hours. We do it all again.